It's Riddle and Peach. Say hello.
Hey.
Hi, yes, I am so sorry. It has been a time since I first uploaded this. This is part 2. We first recorded this on July 4th. It's been several months since then. I know, I'm sorry. Starkit took over my mind. Here is the second part. I hope y'all enjoy. Yeah.
Have a good one, y'all, and Happy New Year.
Woo! Okay, so that is basically Omen of the Stars.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on that?
It still doesn't sound like anything actually happened during that arc.
Not really, no.
Like
technically there was a battle against Hell.
Okay, so that did happen during that arc.
Yes, it did happen during that arc. I'm trying to remember the fine details. Hollyleaf died.
Yeah.
I want to say Hawk Frost killed her? I want to say Hawk Frost killed her. I'm gonna say Hawk Frost killed her.
But did Firestar live that? Or is that when he dies?
That is when he dies. That's when the tree falls on him. Because basically he kills Tiger Star. Tiger Star's spirit, I should say. And then there's a lightning bolt. Tree falls. A lot of smoke inhalation. They find his body.
Okay.
So it's kind of dicey. What way he particularly died? Question mark. But still.
So in terms of like status quo changes, new leader in ThunderClan because
Bramblestar.
Yeah, because Firestar's dead. Hell is dead? Question mark?
Hell is slightly put on hold. Like, it's still kind of there, but we kind of kicked out all of the residents.
Okay.
Except for, like, maybe, like, and few.
But Tiger Star is gone.
Yeah, Tiger Star is double dead. Hawk Frost, double dead. 2 other cats are double dead, but I don't really remember
Darkstripe?
No, he managed to live.
Why?
I know.
He sucks. Like, he was such a like, you know, in like Agretsuko, like there's like, you know, the big pig boss dude, and then there's like his little sniveling like meerkat dude.
Yeah.
That's Darkstripe.
Yeah, that is Darkstripe. He is the meerkat dude, as you so quaintly put. Yeah, I do have a continuation on that, but we'll wait for a bit.
Okay.
Because Dark Frost really is a little snot.
Dark Frost?
Right. I've been talking. I have...
That's a ship, alright. Okay, so the Dark Forest is still there, some of the denizens are still there, but for the most part, like, they've been scattered, the, like, big guys have been taken out, like Broken Star,
double dies, he's... Broken Star, Hawk Frost, Tiger Star... Those are the main big 3, if I remember correctly. Mapleshade manages to survive in her... I guess if you can call surviving as a ghost.
She girl bossed her way out of it.
She girl bossed her way out of that. She is like the only female villain they can really put a claim to fame on. So she has managed to put her little furry face everywhere.
Like, I don't even, like, know that much about Mapleshade. I don't know what book she came from. All I know is that she, like... I know the, like... She's the one who got mad at, like, Frecklewish, right? And
yes.
And then also Apple Dusk. That was
Apple
her...
Dusk,
That was her dude.
That was her dude.
And, like, they had babies, and then Apple Dusk is like, nah. I don't like you anymore.
I don't like you anymore.
And then she went on, like, a murderous rampage after her babies died.
Kind of. You got a good nugget of information there.
Something like that. And
basically...
then Frecklewish is in the Dark Forest.
We don't talk about Frecklewish. Basically...
Which is the cutest name.
It is such a cute...
It's such... Like, I would just... The name, like, Freckle is adorable.
It is really cute.
Sorry, anyway.
So basically, Mapleshade is a ThunderClan cat, falls in love with a RiverClan cat.
Oh, I didn't know she was originally ThunderClan. I thought she was just straight up RiverClan. Okay.
No. Apple Dusk is RiverClan.
Okay.
She is ThunderClan. Basically, she has convinced herself that it's gonna be fine. Like, she's gonna have her kid, she's gonna have her man, it'll be fine. They'll, like, people will know and accept that these kids are
hers.
Hers, and also that they're okay being half clan, like, eventually.
Okay. Okay, so, like, every other,
yeah.
you know, forbidden romance arc.
Exactly. The problem is that Frecklewish assumes her kids are basically Frecklewish's dead brother, who was just killed in a battle with River Clan. So tensions are a little high right now because,
Okay, so Frecklewish is also a ThunderClan cat.
Yes, she's also a ThunderClan cat. Her brother dies in a battle with River Clan. ThunderClan is real on edge by that, and so Frecklewish basically projects onto Mapleshade, like, you are going to continue my brother's legacy, like, this is amazing, he still has something here.
Because she thinks that the kits are her brothers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Mapleshade never really denies it. She just kind of goes with it, because there's not really a good way to say, no, I kind of not. I kind of had relations with a River Clan cat.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not really
This is
something to really...
This is just Blue Star 2.0 except before her. Because of the whole, like, you know, oh, like, we're imagining that it's actually this nice guy's kids, and then also her actual River Clan mate supposedly killed someone important in ThunderClan, and...
Well, that was later, after that. Because that would have been Oakheart killing Redtail. That was the idea, and that's like years after. But yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The problem is, eventually the kids are born. They're very sweet, very good, very like generic, sweet little kits.
They're babies.
Yeah. The medicine cat, I cannot remember his name for the life of me. But basically, he figures out that, that cat looks like Apple Dusk from River Clan. Somehow extrapolates beyond that and is like, he basically outs her as a dirty River Clan loving satanic woman. Frecklewish goes nuts, tries to attack her, and gets really, like, she's super upset because she's basically been lied to this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
She says some really not okay things to the kids.
Poor babies.
Yeah, the babies are so...
The babies didn't do shit.
Babies didn't do shit. Mapleshade is basically, like, in shock and doesn't really know what to do because,
okay,
I think his name is Crookedstar, the leader of ThunderClan at the time. His son was the one who died. He's upsetty spaghetti, and so he exiles her.
Okay, so this is like a while ago, because I remember like the leader before Blue Star was Pine Star.
Yes. Well, actually, no, the leader before Blue Star was Sunstar, and the leader before Sunstar was Pine Star.
Okay, I didn't...
Yeah, it's close enough. Basically, it's several generations before Blue Star's generation. And essentially, she's kicked out alongside the kids because, wow, ThunderClan, that's a real move. A real jerk move, kicking out little children who cannot fend for themselves. I think they have to be like 2 moons old or something. They're babies.
So they're like 8-week-old kittens.
Yeah, basically.
They're little guys.
They're little guys. And so basically, she's in shock. She doesn't know what to do. She decides, I'm gonna cross the river.
Yeah. Because that always goes well for all babies involved.
Exactly. And she's like, I don't know what else to do. Might as well cross. And, long story short, they die trying to swim across.
Yeah.
Apple Dusk, comes. He basically assumes she let them die in the water. So he's mad. And it turns out, he had an affair with, a River Clan cat, or I guess Mapleshade is the affair, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And she's expecting his kids. Mapleshade, he doesn't want Mapleshade to come into their clan, and like he is open that yes, he had this affair, blah blah blah, and River Clan accepts him, and Mapleshade is exiled again, and she takes this personally.
I mean, at that point, like, this lady has, like, presumably had, at the very least, like, a friend killed before, because I assume if people thought that, like, that other cat... What's the other cat's name? What's the supposed father's name?
Let me check. Mapleshade's vengeance. Birchface. No. Yes. Birchface.
Okay.
So basically, Apple Dusk is the cat Mapleshade had an affair with. Apple Dusk basically killed Birchface.
Okay,
So that's why they're so angry, because they're like, Apple Dusk shoves him so hard he falls in the river. His apprentice, Flowerpaw, jumps in after them, and they both die.
Okay, so, like, presumably here, like, Birchface and Mapleshade were close enough friends that people assumed for him to be the father?
Not really.
Okay, so this wasn't like a thrush pelt situation.
Yeah, it's not really a thrush pelt situation. It's mostly just like Freckle Wish being like...
Wishful thinking?
Wishful thinking, exactly. Freckle Wish, wishful thinking.
Okay, so, in any case, so, Mapleshade has her dude in the other clan, and she's like, we're gonna be together someday, because my family is going to accept that I have this boyfriend on the other side, and
who is basically assumed to have killed the leader's son.
And then they're like, I mean, yes, he killed someone, but, like, it's fine. We all kill people here.
We all kill people here. It's a normal affair.
And then, like, she has some kids, and then the doctor's like, somehow improbably, like, hey, you know who these kids look like?
It's like,
Like, and it's like, we're cats. We can have a whole lot of different colors, but whatever. Anyway, so then, like, her whole crew turns on her. She wanders off. Her kids die. She gets to the other side, and her, like, dude's like, hey, actually, you know, like, okay, so this is awkward, but, like, you were the side chick, and if you show up here, it's gonna make things really awkward for me, and also you totally killed our children. so like, I can see why she may have gone on a murder spree. And
yes, like, it is, like, you understand how someone, like, she's shown to be basically a bit of an unreliable narrator. She's very narcissistic. She's very like, this will work out, and doesn't really take any responsibility for her actions. And so she pushes it onto everyone else. And she basically is like, okay, well, I'm mad. I'm going to commit violence now. So she basically, let's see.
Before you, like, yes, and at least from what you are telling me, just from, like, the sequence of events, like, she's done nothing at this point, like, worse than what Blue Star did.
Yes, but the thing is what comes after. Basically, for one, she tries to kill Reed Shine, who is pregnant with Apple Dusk kits. Apple Dusk jumps in front of Reed Shine, and she slashes his throat open, and he dies.
That's how...
He
took a bullet!
He took a bullet of claws. That's basically the last death. I think, like, the first death is she actually kills the medicine cat for outing her.
Okay. Like...
You get how...
I can see why.
She kills, Freckle Wish, because basically one of the cats, like, an apprentice, sees, Mapleshade and is kind of, like, trying to offer some help to her, like, after everything's gone down.
Yeah.
And, like, the Thunder Clan apprentice is sympathetic, and she's trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
And she mentions that Freckle Wish watched, the kids, saw the kids, and Mapleshade struggling in the river.
Yeah.
And she just references that. And Mapleshade takes that to mean Freckle Wish watched, the kids die and did nothing to help.
Yeah.
Even though she is not a swimmer, her brother died in the river. She had really no way of being able to do anything.
Yeah, but I could see also kind of like why she would still be upset.
Yeah, it's basically taking like that jump, that little mental leap.
Yeah.
And like, okay.
Which when she's already upset, I can kind of see why that would happen.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of her character. She doesn't take responsibility for her actions. She pushes everything onto everyone else.
Yeah.
So basically, she tricks Frecklewish into snake rocks, and basically kind of tricks her into attacking her, and where she had hidden like basically a snake. The snake basically latches on to Frecklewish's eye.
Ow.
And she dies a very slow, agonizing death via venom in her, like, going through her eye.
That's not pleasant.
Yeah, so you kind of see, like, she's kind of making some extremes here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, like, obviously, like, these are all extremes, but, like, given the context of it being warriors and everyone's killing everyone anyway, like...
Fair. Like, yeah, it's, just kind of spirals. So yeah, she basically kills the medicine cat, kills Frecklewish, or basically leads to Frecklewish's death.
Yeah.
Which is basically just killing her. And then she tries to kill Reedshine, but Apple Dusk takes the bullet. And then basically Apple Dusk's apprentice kills her.
Okay.
And she wakes up in kitty cat hell. And she decides, you know what? I don't like you. I'm going to haunt your family for the next couple generations. And that's where Crookedstar's Promise comes in. Because that's the first book she actually appears. Where she appears as a ghost. Like from, that's the Dark Forest established. And she basically promises Crooked Kit, or Storm Kit, / Crooked Kit, that she'll be there for him, that to be a strong warrior, he has to be by himself, he has to be alone. And it's kind of like, he at least takes it to mean she kills basically everyone he's ever loved.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's not like really her fault so much as just like her manipulating him constantly.
Yeah.
And all of these horrible situations fall upon him, and it's kind of unclear if she really is the cause of that or if it's just unfortunate circumstance.
Could be either.
Yeah. A lot of bad things happens to poor Crookedstar. As you know, Silverstream dies. Her siblings, so Silverstream's siblings, they died when like they were babies.
Okay.
As well as the mother, died. So basically his mate and 2 of his kids. Then Silverstream died. His mother Rainflower was very mean to him. She was like, I'm going to name you Crooked Kit. You were originally named Storm Kit, but since you have defaced yourself, I'm going to name you Crooked Kit. And everyone is just like, Ma'am, are you sure? Ma'am, this seems like a stretch. But because she is the mom, and because they have to somehow tie into the original arc, he's named Crooked Kit, then becomes Crooked Paw and Crooked Jaw.
Yeah.
She dies because Mapleshade kind of manipulates him, like, hey, she's just got attacked, she'll be fine, or, it might have been like, she's like, oh, she's already dead, because she had a fall or something, and they were attacking something, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And basically, they take it, he thinks that she's already dead and leaves to fight the intruders, but it turns out she wasn't actually dead, she was just dying, and then she is dead by the time they find her again. Oakheart obviously dies. He kind of goes through the ringer.
Is Oakheart related to him, or is he just like his...
No, Oakheart is his brother.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm, yeah, Oakheart is his brother.
So this can't be generations before.
No, this is generations 4.
Oh, okay, so yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry.
No, you're fine, love. Basically, Mapleshade's like, I don't like you.
So, Rippleshine's kits are not, crooked.
Yeah, Reedshine's kits are like some other ones, we don't care about them.
Yeah, okay.
But just several generations down the line, Crooked Kit is born.
Okay.
But yes, Mapleshade is a very mean lady.
Yes.
And you can kind of see like why she's kind of in the Dark Forest.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they like her too much because she is literally...
She's fun!
She is fun, but it becomes kind of ridiculous. Like, they put her into Tiger Star's novella, where he is a warrior, and basically, she is like, I will tempt you with the darkness. It's like, ma'am, I don't think we needed that. Like, that feels really forced.
I feel like the issue here is that they just need more female villains.
Exactly.
Because they're fun.
They are fun. We need more female villains, and we need less villains, like male villains who are just like, I want power, and that's it. Literally, the reason Ashfur is such a fun villain is because he is basically like,
his motivation is like so much more like small scale and personal.
It's so petty. He is such a petty little man. He is a petty incel.
Like, give me like a Maleficent like female cat. Like, give me like some random rogue who operates by like Fey logic and is like, you have dishonored me and now I curse your family.
I curse your family for generations to come.
Like, give me something like that.
Essentially. Because, like, Ashfur is more of the woman scorned, but in terms of the male character. Which is actually kind of a very fun twist on the idea.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of scary in terms of implications with real life. But you know what? We're going to push that away. We're just going to focus on the cats.
These are cats.
We will go to our happy place where cats are divorced from real life and...
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm grateful that you said all of that because I feel like I had heard somewhere about her being involved with like Crookedstar's situation, but I'd sort of forgotten. I'm like, I was gonna ask, like, how is she related if she's like several generations before? Like, where did she come from?
She came from the abyss.
Where did she come from?
Where did she go? Where did she come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
So we got to this place because you were listing people who survived the Dark Forest
yes.
situation.
We're coming back around. So yes.
Yeah.
She's one of the few who survived. I can edit it out, don't worry. Wow, okay, so the place of no stars. Broken Star, Hawkfrost, Shredtail, and Tiger Star. Those are the only ones that die.
Who the hell is Shredtail?
I do not know. We will see.
Who the hell? Huh? Because he's in cat hell.
Okay, so he was already there, I think.
He's just hanging out.
Who knows who he is? He's dead. But basically they had like 5 real characters, and they're like, okay, so we can't really kill them. We can't kill everyone because then there'll be nothing.
Okay.
Like, look at this list.
Jeez,
like,
a lot of people died.
Yeah, Ferncloud, Foxleap, Firestar, Hollyleaf, Mousefur, Sorreltail.
Oh, what? But I like Ferncloud and Mousefur and Sorreltail.
They're very sweet. They are very good.
They deserve better than that.
I mean, to be fair, it gives them a good fighting layout.
I guess. I just think that I think that fighting dead people's lame.
It is. Fighting dead people's lame.
Like, it is, though.
It is.
Like, I don't care about your pseudo-Christian, like, rapture battle. I don't care.
I came here for the
here
forest cats.
I came here for Watership Down with cats.
Exactly.
I don't want your heaven and hell battle.
It's like, I'm not here for this. Oh, and I forgot. This is a beautiful moment. Just seeing. You can see Spotted Leaf is on there.
Oh, yes.
Starkland. You want to know what happens? Basically, Spotted Leaf takes the cat bullet, for Sandstorm.
Why is this a thing? Like, it's not like if I'm going to like punch you, like, I don't understand how someone like suddenly leaps between us. I don't get it.
Babe, sweetie, I love you. You can't get it because it's warrior cats.
I know.
It's okay.
Like, I know, but also
trying to understand only brings pain and agony.
I'm going to hand wave it because since Spotted Leaf is a ghost, she can just phase through.
Sure. But basically, she double dies. And she double dies explicitly because she doesn't want to make Firestar choose between her and Sandstorm. Which is just very gross.
But he already did, and also she's dead.
Well, when he dies, basically the idea.
Like, how do they handle that with, like, other people who have broken up or something? Like...
basically...
I just, like, I'm thinking about this in, like, a normal, like, in a human context, like, if, like, my dad's been married twice, and, because my birth mother died, like, I'm just, like, in Warrior Cat logic, does my birth mother and his current wife have to, like,
duke it out?
Have a no holds beat down, like to determine who the true wife is?
Who is the true wife? You say that, and yet that was actually basically brought up in the finale of the most current arc, or the last arc, the Light in the Mists. Gray Stripe dies, and we explicitly see Silverstream, being very, unhappy and because he is, going up to Millie, who is the mate he had for most of his life.
Yes, because, like...
You died when you were...
Because, like, they were 20 years old, had a fling, and she died. Like, it's sad, it's tragic, but...
Yep. But, yes, so she's shown explicitly being, unhappy.
I mean, I guess I would also be unhappy if I died explicitly, like, basically because I had a
relationship.
I had this, like, you know, budding young romance with some guy, and then I died because of that budding young romance, and then, like, you know, years later, like, I could understand why that would make her, like, a little annoyed.
A little salty.
Like...
Except she was also said, you should go for it. Gray Stripe, when he was first falling in love with Millie, and he felt guilty.
Oh, okay.
So we basically just chucked that way. We chucked that out of canon.
Okay.
We also see Feathertail, her daughter, also being upset because Leafpool and Crowfeather are...
They were never even a thing.
They were a thing, they just were not a...
Wait, they were... okay, I must have completely forgotten that, because I always interpreted that as, like, Crowpaw, like, being into her, and then her, like, not knowing he existed. That's how I always interpreted that.
No, like, they did have, like,
other than just, like, oh, you're
they had
a friend.
They had a thing, and just kind of like a baby puppy love thing, and then she died. And yeah,
I like my version better.
I like your version better, like, because, like, in the comic for Feathertail, it actually goes a lot more into her personality and history, and she is much better to interpret her as a lesbian.
And, like, so Crowfeather, like,
she can do
who
better.
care? Like, I don't get why Crowfeather, of all people, this scrawny, whiny baby who, like, spends the entire arc pouting because other people are doing things and he doesn't get to do things. Granted, okay, I will put a caveat here that I haven't read this series. I haven't read those books since, you know, middle school or high school, so, but this is just what I remember. And, like, I remember having absolutely no patience for Crowpaw and his angst because he was just annoying, and I didn't understand why Feathertail and Leafpool were into him because they could do so much better.
You're just like, I don't have time for this whiny straight boy.
Like, I don't.
Like, you, and I love how that is continued to this day. You're just like, I do not care for your teenaged male angst. I am not here for it. I will reject it. I do not have the time for you.
Like, I want to put a caveat here that, like, when it's, like, an actual real-life teenage boy, I understand, because, like, they're actual real-life people, but the thing is, these are characters.
And this character idea has been done to death.
This character idea has been done to death, and, like, at least to me, they don't do a good enough job in making him sympathetic.
Fair, like, I think it would have been more interesting if they showed more of his good qualities, but he's just kind of bratty.
Yeah, like, he's, as far as I remember, he spends the entire trip being a brat.
To be fair, he was also, like, an apprentice, so he's, like, a whiny 16-year-old.
Yeah, and...
Or I guess 17-year-old, because he's basically on the cusp of becoming a warrior.
Yeah. And, I don't know, I just, like, there are so many cats who could just do so much better.
It's just like, I wish you would break up with your husband. Please break up with your husband.
Literally. Like, this dude manages to land 3 women, apparently. Because apparently Feathertail actually reciprocated things, which I didn't know. I genuinely never... The entire time, I thought it was unrequited.
You were just like, no, you are very evidently a lesbian.
I'm just like, you are way out of... At the time, I barely knew gay people existed. So in my head, it was just like, oh, you're way out of his league.
You're way out of his league, honey. And, like, I think Baby Peach was correct. Feathertail could do so much better, and thank God for A Shadow in River Clan, which is her comic, because it basically gives her, like, a lot of, like, affinity with, like, Sasha, and it's like, yes, fantastic. Get your lesbian romance, Feathertail. It's what you deserved all this time. So we have...
Yes, we got off track. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh my God, I am delighted. It is just so much chaos.
Yeah. But yeah, Crowfeather. I don't like him.
Yeah. A hot take. You have his haters and you have his lovers, so...
Like, I don't feel strongly enough about him to hate him. I just don't like him. Like, he's a non-entity. He's a non-entity that I have distasteful feelings toward.
That is valid, sweetie.
He doesn't deserve the energy to hate him.
Just like, I don't need to think about you. Goodbye. Sayonara. Will not imagine.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
That's very dumb. But that is warrior cats. It is very dumb.
That's dumb that they're, like, being jealous of they're like, that's just life.
Yeah, it's incredibly dumb.
Like, when they died, like...
And also, like, I like how Greywing, he is, the protagonist, really, in Dawn of the Clans. He is my baby boy. I love him. He is my favorite character. And, basically, he has two loves, Turtletail and Slate. Turtletail dies, because she's hit by a car. Basically hit by a buggy. And then Slate, because for whatever reason the team decided you must have a biological family. Because Turtletail's kids were another guy's kids, but Greywing was the daddy. He was like, these are my babies, I will adopt them, they will be my little lovelies. And then the team was like, we will marry upon you, biological children. Anyways, that is some personal drama, but yes.
Yes.
So, like, basically, he's like, in the end, like, he's like, I will always love Turtletail, and I love you, and I think either Kate or Cherith, I want to say Kate, because she's a lot more in tune with the fandom, is just like, I imagine that he and Slate and Turtletail are all just happy together. They're just peacefully coexisting in StarClan. I'm like, yes, thank you. Polly exists. You are cats.
Yeah, literally, it's like, you're cats.
My dude, you don't need to choose. Like, I swear to God, the series over time has become a lot more traditional Christian.
Like, they're cats. Why do they have a nuclear family?
We reject your nuclear family.
Cats aren't even monogamous.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, this isn't like swans, or even like some species of dog.
Yeah, or like, I think wolves mate for life?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like some species of like the dog family.
Yeah.
And like a lot of birds and stuff. Like these are cats. Cats
They don't care.
are just they have their little like colonies, and like the babies will often be communally raised because there's just a lot of babies, and you know, you gotta survive, and it would make sense like survivally to like be like, okay, someone will stay home with the babies and someone will go out and hunt and like and make sure that we all get food, and they take turns doing that. And like I watched colonies of feral cats near where I used to live just do this. Like I watched the cats go in and out of this little garage that they were living in.
It was such a cute little garage.
Sadly, it got torn down, which is sad. I hope, you know, the kitties who were living there have found somewhere else to live. But yeah, like I remember seeing just like, you know, all these different cats like coming in and out of there, and like the babies would come out sometimes, and like one cat would be watching them, and then like they'd swap places and stuff, and it's like, they're cats, and I get that like they're proxies for people because they're anthropomorphized and stuff, and it's like very weird where the lines are drawn of anthropomorphism, because like because it's like they're cats, but also they're people, but also they tear each other's intestines out, but also I don't know, it's weird.
I think that is a good summary of Warriors in trying to determine the anthropomorphism level. It's weird. Like, you can make arguments for kind of both things. Because yes, they're cats, they're incredibly fictional. But also, they are also very obviously intended to be, especially the apprentices, are intended to be like small teenagers. And they pray to God. They're, it's a strange situation.
It's strange. I think some of this is just, you know, a matter of it kind of going off the rails because it had to be expanded upon.
Yeah.
Like if you look at just the original series, there's a suspension of disbelief because you're just kind of being introduced to all of this stuff, and it's like, okay, this is just simply how this world worked. But like over time, as you're spending more and more and more time in this world, like there are logical questions that come up, like, hey, you know, what happens in this scenario, or like,
and just like they become increasingly more anthropomorphic
Yeah.
over time, because they're like, we will put in new situations, like Jay Feather becomes a gardener. Jay Feather teaches water therapy.
Yeah, and it's like they can't seem to decide whether they want this to be Watership Down or like Redwall.
Yeah.
And so they are existing in this very strange,
vague, blurry line, and just some of the things they do is upsetting when they don't intend to be upsetting. Like it's hard reconciling how, I think I've told you about Spotted Leaf's heart, right?
Yes, that whole situation.
It's hard reconciling that, like, oh, they're just cats. It's not really that iffy. And literally these cats know how to surgically remove a tail with a rock. Because...
Is that what happened to Barry Stumpy Tail?
Barry Stumpy Tail. No, Barry knows. I think they just kind of get him out and his tail's like half gone.
Okay.
But there's a character named Finleap, who as an apprentice has a tree fall on him, and it's caught on his tail, and they're literally like, okay, I have a rock, we do not have anesthesia, we are going to surgically remove this tail, and that's how they get him out.
I want to like sit down and ask like the Aaron Hunters collective, like, how quickly do you think a tree falls? Especially in a forest where it's gonna catch on other trees. How quickly do you think a tree falls?
It might have been a branch, but either way, it's the same idea.
And
It's like,
also, what tree hurt you?
what tree hurt you, and why is this the plot point you go to every freaking time?
And, like, which one of you has some, like...
Deep-seated trauma.
Deep-seated trauma involving water?
Water is... Yeah. And to be fair, water can be... But also,
yes.
you are a fish. You love water.
I am a river clan.
You are a river
if
clan.
if I have to live in this world, I am either a river clan or I'm like, nah, I don't want your cat religion.
I would just be a kitty pet. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care.
You know, yeah.
You know what? I get free healthcare. I get free food. I get to play. I can watch the birds outside. I am not creating chaos in terms of the ecosystem.
You know what? You know what? Like, I know that, like, this series is, like, kind of written by mostly British people, to my knowledge.
Yeah, Working Partners is British, or at least it is a British writing team, writing organization, and Cherith and Kate are both British.
Yes.
And Vicky.
Yes. So, like, but setting that aside, the reason that the warrior cats have such a disdain for kitty pets is because they are like, they're like the American capitalists of cats, and they're looking at the kitty pets with their guaranteed free housing and their socialized health care and their, you know, like free food and taking care of like the disabled and, you know, not having to have like, you know, reproductive sterilization and whatnot, and they're looking at them and they're like, well, it's like clearly they're soft and they're snowflakes and they just can't tough it like we can because we have
these stupid millennials.
These gosh dang soft socialists. Look at these commie cats. They're trying to tempt you to their lifestyle of having decent lives. How dare.
If you're not living it out in the woods and suffering, what kind of cat are you?
If you can't eviscerate your enemies with your bare hands,
then what kind of creature are you? Clearly not a creature worth life. And I'm just like, literally that is the majority of the series. It's just like, yeah, kitty pets are soft, kitty pets are weak. And like, I think like one of the very few stories where it's like,
they're not, are the like 3 kitty pets who are bullying Shadow Clan?
well, that, and also I'm just thinking of like Pine Star's novella where Shanty, who I love, her very sweet little girl, she befriends Pine Star when he's talking with the kitty pets.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like literally I think the only cat who's like, oh, you do not have reproductive organs, you have been spayed, but she is not treated as lesser. And I'm like, can't believe we only have one of them out of like 500 characters.
I want a novella following Smudge after Firestar leaves, and Smudge is just like, yeah, my best friend from childhood joined a cult, and he ran off into the woods, and he keeps getting hurt, and I'm really worried about him, but I don't know how to get him to come home.
It's just like, how do I bring him back from this lifestyle?
And it's just like, it's like a little like collective of kitty pets who are just having their like group therapy meeting of like, I also knew someone who joined a cult and I feel you.
Like an AA meeting. It's an AA meeting except the other people.
It's not even an AA meeting, it's just like a group therapy thing.
It's group therapy.
Because they're not detoxing from being in a cult. They're the ones who got left behind when their loved ones joined a cult.
Fair. And then which is probably one of my favorite inclusions in the newest books, is the idea of warrior clan, where it's a bunch of kitty pets role-playing warriors in the woods, which is the most hilarious concept I can consider, and it is adorable.
It's precious. It's literally just like, it's a bunch of 6th graders on the playground fighting one another.
It's like,
We got so off topic though. What is your next facts for me?